The Podcast for Boston is brought to you by Mooney Dental in Woburn. Kevin Mooney is a proud BC alum. NWN, the official technology infrastructure partner of Boston College Athletics, and the Stockyard. Stop into the Stockyard in Brighton every Thursday night for the Bill O'Brien radio show. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Boston College Athletics. Find tickets to Eagles games and more.
I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right. You'll see how you should be living life. But when you do, it's not that hard. Really gonna wanna give it up. I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right.
What's up, BC? I'm Giovanni,
And I'm AB, and this is the Podcast for Boston.
and today we are joined by cross-country and track superstars Ella and Patrick. Guys, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Woo, superstars. I like it. Well, I know it's early in the year, you guys, but just want to get your initial highlights and favorite moments so far from being back on the heights. So, Ella, what's been a highlight for you so far this year?
Probably just getting to train with the team again. I did a lot of running by myself this summer, so it's always great to kind of come back and be in the environment with the team and everything. And we've been,
So fun.
Yeah, similar to Ella, it's been great being back with all the guys. There's a lot of new energy, so that's been a lot of fun. We've been going to some new places to do our long runs on the weekend. Then we're able to have some breakfast afterwards, so that's been a lot of fun, just, starting to build that team chemistry up a little bit.
And where are you running? Because I think anyone who's been on Boston College campus at all times is seeing groups of runners at BC everywhere. But you can't just run the campus loop because you guys are running many miles. So where are you running in Boston?
I mean, we go just about anywhere. We run up Heartbreak Hill sometimes, so we go down into Newton. We go along the river a good bit, run the reservoir a lot. So, yeah, we're really lucky here. I think there's a lot of really good places to train. So, we're all over the place.
What's your favorite training spot? If you had to pick one, there are probably many where you do see so many miles, so many long runs. But if you could pick one, what would it be and why?
Ooh, we debate a lot about, there's a lot of reservoirs around here, so we debate about like which one is the best. Personally, I like the Brookline Reservoir. It's like a little over a mile from here, so I'll have to say that, but I'll say Brookline Reservoir.
Yeah, probably, I think that my favorite place has to be along the Charles. Like, it's just, I don't know, there's something about it, like, especially our long runs, because whenever we run, sometimes we'll run along the Charles and then end at like a place on Newbury Street for brunch or something after. So that's great. It gives you something to look forward to rather than having to kind of make a loop out of it. So that's, yeah.
And then is the van like picking you up on Newbury?
So when we like this tends to be when we do our long runs on our own. So we end up having to like Uber back.
Man.
Or take like the T
No
or
mercy.
something.
No blue biking. You're like, my legs are done.
No, we're cooked after that. We're just gonna nap. But sometimes we do take vans to long runs. So sometimes, like last weekend, bunch of vans took us to close to Wellesley or something, like bottom of Comm Ave, and then it was like kind of just like run up it and then end around the res a couple times. Or we've started vanning to, where's that place?
Holliston.
Yeah. So we'll which is like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah, I was
like,
going to say,
That's not
close.
close at all.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but,
definitely not.
We've done like Battle Road, like there's a bunch of places kind of like 20 to 40 minutes away that we'll van to do our long runs to kind of switch things up sometimes. But
Wow. So you're covering all of Massachusetts,
Yeah.
literally. That's
almost.
awesome.
One loop I've heard a bit, maybe from some of your teammates or just around. I think I've run it before. I'm not quite sure, but I've heard about the Firehouse. What's that?
That's you go down Beacon towards Newton, and then you go right, and then you hit like a firehouse. It's part of the marathon course, actually, and then you take another right and come back up Comm Ave, which is Heartbreak Hill. So
I have run that before, and it's not fun. Where is that in the rotation of training spots throughout the week?
Yeah, go ahead, Ella.
In the week, it kind of just on any given day, we're kind of just, like decide where to go. But that's definitely a big one during the winter, since the roads are clear. So it's like some of our loops, they're not always like plowed and there's snow, so we can't really run on them. So that's a big one in the winter, I know. for a lot of people. So yeah, that comes more into the rotation in the colder months.
I'm sure all the training spots vary by season. Of course, indoor track and then outdoor track and then cross country. Focusing with the fall, cross country's long distance for you guys. 5Ks in high school, then 8Ks, some 10Ks in college. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, so the guys go up to 10K for the regional meet and the national meet, but other than that, it's all 8Ks.
Right. And I know a bit from high school experience, but I can't even imagine what it's like in college training for that kind of distance. What changes in your process, of course, with the longer runs? Maybe it's in recovery or routine, but are there any things that have to change with the longer distance for you guys?
Do you want to go?
I mean, I've kind of run like the 10K in track, and since we only go up to 6K for cross country, it's actually a shorter distance than for track. So the training stays, at least for me personally, it can vary from like person to person, but for me, it stays pretty consistent throughout the year. So I pretty much hit like the same amount of mileage, during the entire year. I'm not sure if you're a pro, but we definitely incorporate more hills. That's definitely a big one, and for cross country training.
No
So
shortage of hills in these parts.
Yes, yeah, that's for sure. So a lot of Heartbreak Hill, but in terms of our training itself, it's all pretty similar. I would just say that definitely kind of incorporating more hills and maybe more runs on like workouts that aren't on the track, just to kind of get used to running on those different surfaces. So.
And Patrick?
Yeah, I think the biggest change for like the younger guys is trying to get used to running more miles every week. Just getting up your mileage is a great way to help you adjust to the longer race distance. So once guys are able to do that, I think it shows a lot of progress once they get older. But yeah, for me, I'm similar to Ella. Like I run the longer distance track events, so the training doesn't change all too much throughout the year, but cross country, we do a lot of like really long workouts, so it's kind of more of a grind than track is. But yeah, some people enjoy it more.
What number mileage would you say you're getting up to? What share what you can, but what would you say the peak mileage has been for this training block?
Peak for me is like somewhere between 90 and 95 in a week. A lot of the guys are similar, even more on our team, so we run a lot here. That's something that Coach Watson's really big on.
You can say that again.
Yeah, we run a lot, that's for sure.
And you've run Heartbreak Hill a lot, so I have to ask, are you guys going to run the Boston Marathon at some point in your lives?
Might have to. Yeah, that'd be really cool to come back and run the Boston Marathon. I think that'd be really fun for me because this is my last year, so maybe that's something I'll try to qualify for this summer and then run in the future.
And you have confidence, too.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely for the experience more than anything. I think it would just be great to kind of come back to Boston. Definitely not till I'm out of college. I don't think my coach would be too happy with me trying to run a marathon and build a marathon into my training. But yeah, I mean, definitely post collegiately, I feel like that could be really cool.
I'd love to know, just kind of backtrack before we get into why you got to BC. Why did you start running? Because you're talking 90, 95 miles a week. Like, that is hard work. So how did you both get into running?
Yeah, I definitely didn't envision myself running almost 100 miles a week when I started running. But no, my parents are both big runners, and they had a big influence on me growing up, getting into it. I didn't love it at first, I think, like most people who end up in this sport. But, you know, it kind of grew on me as I got older into high school, and then started taking it seriously. So it definitely wasn't like a linear, oh, wow, this is going to be what I do. It was more like, oh, I'll do it to condition for another sport, or I'll use it for something else. And then it kind of evolved into what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, actually, kind of pretty similar experience. Like, I started running to rehab an ankle injury from another sport. So, and it was during COVID. So, I couldn't play the sport anymore. So I was just like, you know what? The one thing I can do is run. So I just kind of started running. And then, yeah, I mean, it kind of went from there. But both my parents are also pretty big runners. So I've been around it for the majority of my life. And I mean, I've always, like, running was always my favorite part of the other sports that I played. So like, whenever we'd have to like run a lap as like a punishment, I would get so excited. And I was like,
Turns out it was pretty
yeah,
good for
it's
you.
like,
great
like,
quality.
yeah,
It's a
I
great
told
quality.
it's like there maybe a different sport in your future, but no,
Maybe.
it's like yeah.
Which other sports did you guys play, out of curiosity?
I played a lot of basketball growing up, quickly realized that was not going to happen when I was like 5'10". So that went out the window pretty quick. But yeah, I liked playing basketball.
I was actually also basketball. I didn't. Yeah. Yeah.
It's always demeaning. When I got into running, having gotten cut from the soccer team, and when you see someone either score from like 30 yards out or see someone dunk in a basketball, you're just like, yeah, I'll try lacing up the spikes and shoes a little bit, try out running.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially when you don't have the height going for you.
Yeah, in basketball you need it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But then moving on to from where you got into running to how you ended up at BC. What's your recruiting story? How did you guys get here?
So I was a graduate transfer to BC. I just got here in January. I did my undergraduate at Florida State. And then once I knew I wasn't going to do my 5th year at Florida State, I entered the transfer portal. And I started talking to Coach Watson and Coach McGowan. And Coach Watson's someone who I really wanted to run for, even when I was in high school. So I got the opportunity to come here. And the team's improved so much in the last couple of years since Coach Watson's been here. So that's something that really made this place attractive for me. I also come from a Jesuit Catholic background, so coming back to a Jesuit school was something that was exciting for me. So kind of the stars aligned, and here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I think that a big part of why I came to BC was also Watson. Also Coach Watson. I started running pretty late. I didn't start running until my junior year of high school, and then I was injured for my senior year of high school, so my times like weren't great, and I wasn't really being heavily recruited to a lot of schools. I mean, there were a couple, like there were some D3s and some other like D1 schools that weren't super competitive, but I really wanted to be in a competitive atmosphere, because I really wanted to get better and kind of be a part of something really great. And Watson was he just completely took a gamble on me based on my times. I'm surprised he recruited me, but just kind of like seeing how much he believed in me was really inspiring. And I was like, this is definitely a place I want to be, because I just know that I would get the support. And and I could not be happier with my decision. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Coach Watson only took over 3-4 years ago, coming over from Texas. It's really incredible. You say the program's improved so much that he's been able to do that in such a short amount of time. What are some of the areas where you see that improvement most clearly?
I mean, the team this is a great example, like the team at the regional cross country meet. So that's the meet that gets us to the national meet. Since Coach Watson has been here, we've finished higher and higher every single year. Last year, we got 10th in this race.
Wow.
And preseason, we're ranked 5th going into the year. So it's fun to have expectations. It's fun to have pressure. And I think Coach Watson making the team so much better, it adds that pressure. So it's a really exciting year for us.
And you guys are running, like you talk about the competitiveness, too, of this team. And you're running together when you're training every day for a long time. You're talking many miles. So what are you doing when you guys are running together? Like, you talking? Is someone playing music? Is it silence? Like, what's going on?
I mean, if it's like an easy day for us, we're always just talking, usually about nothing, just to kind of pass the time. That's so funny. People always ask that. People always ask, like, what do you do all the time when you're running? Like, we just talk to each other. But yeah, long runs, maybe people like start telling some stories, just get into random topics. But on our workout days, there's not a whole lot of talking going on. That's when the breathing's labored and you're trying pretty hard. So, there's no conversation.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with that.
Same for the girls. That's
Yeah.
good. I'd love to know, because you guys do your races at different, universities and in areas, right, that host. What's maybe the hardest, or maybe if you want to take a positive spin on it, your favorite trail to run in cross country?
Ooh. Favorite course we race?
Favorite course in college?
Ooh. For me, I'd have to go with FSU's home course, because I ran on it so much as an undergrad, and they're hosting the World Cross Country Championships in January. So That's really exciting for them. But yeah, I'd have to say that
And
course.
what do you like about it? Just the familiarity?
Probably the familiarity a little bit. Yeah, it's a unique course. It has like grass, and it also has like a section of crushed shell, which is pretty unique, kind of random.
It just stimulates your ears, or like what?
I mean, it does sound good. Yeah, it does sound nice, but it also feels a little faster. It's nice to just change up from having grass under your feet. It sounds so odd, but it's kind of true. I feel like Ella can relate.
Is that where ACC's was 2 years ago? Yeah.
Feels very on brand for Florida.
Yeah, it's definitely a Florida course, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't really know. I think I know the hardest though. It's
Okay.
definitely the UVA course. It's just so hilly, and I am not the biggest fan of hills, and I think the finish line is at the top of a hill. So you like literally to finish, you're just like running straight uphill. So that's
It's not even like a flat. I mean, there's a bit of a flat part when there's like not
no,
even a funnel.
the finish line is like at the top. Is like at the top of a hill. I don't know.
That must be daunting when you've gone through the entire course and then you got one more.
It's no. You see that and you're like so happy, but you're so like, oh my gosh.
What are the mechanics for running uphill? Like, I know there's got to be a different mentality that you switch into through different parts of the course, right? So, like, what changes in your mind when you're going to go up a hill?
Do you want to take this?
Hills are not my strong suit at all. So I don't really.
It's just like a figure it out kind of thing.
Kind of look at the top and just
yeah.
watch it get a little closer.
Okay.
Kind of just wait. Hills suck. Yeah, I agree with that.
There's no way around it. Well,
No.
I would love to just ask a little bit more about those hard moments, right? Because you overcome those many times probably throughout a race. So can you guys take us back, each of you, to a moment in a race when you felt you started to cramp, or your legs started to go, or literally you were blacking out and your mindset was headed more negatively, and just being able to overcome that moment?
Yeah, I think that especially during cross country season, when you're racing, you're not just doing it for yourself. It's not really like track. Like in cross country, you're running for your entire team. Like you have no idea how everyone else is feeling on this given day, and whether you're like one of the top 5 or one of the ones that score, or even like the 6th or the 7th, like your place matters kind of no matter where you finish. Even if you're like 100th, 200, like sometimes just beating like 1 or 2 people at the end, or just holding on for as long as you can, like that'll put another person in a lower position, that will put another person on another team in a lower position, and you will help your team regardless of kind of where you are. So you just know that what you're doing matters no matter where you are. And I think that that's a really big like driving factor. It's because it's like you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your team.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pinpoint a specific moment, because I feel like every race there's a point where your mind starts playing tricks on you. It's telling you to stop. It's telling you to slow down. You have to turn off your brain. That's something that's so important, especially in cross country. Like Ella said, when like your position matters, and like every person you can beat on another team will change the score. You just have to run for the people that are wearing the same jersey as you, run for your teammates, and you just have to be able to turn your brain off and run. That's it.
Both of you talked about the mental aspect of running. I can speak from, again, experience that, it's so important to be locked in throughout the course of a race. Yes, it's grueling physically, but what are some of the ways you guys will approach races from a mental standpoint like that?
One thing I learned was, if you're really hurting, look at something that's like, I don't know, 100 yards ahead of you, like a tree or a person or a flag, something. Say like, all right, just get to this flag. You get to the flag, look another 100 yards. Look, there's my dad, or there's my mom. Just like get to that person. Just kind of like negotiating with yourself in a way. Like,
It sounds really funny, but like you're
Exactly,
so
yeah.
right.
yeah, you're kind of just like bargaining with yourself to like get a little further until eventually what you're aiming for is the finish line. So that was a trick that I learned growing up, and I still use it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I definitely am always doing that. I always tell myself, I'm like, just get to that tree, and next tree and cross country. You're like, get to the next tree, get to the next tree.
Feels like it's
get to the
going on
next
forever though.
Exactly,
trees, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But if you just keep picking something out, or even like other opponents, they're just like, just get to that one person, just pass that one person, just like kind of pick them off. That's definitely something that can distract yourself. But also, I think just when you are really hurting, just kind of remembering like everyone else is also hurting right now, and it's just like if everyone else is in the same position, it's like why are you any different? Kind of like if everyone else can do it, you can do it too, and just kind of like always remembering like that everyone kind of is in the same boat.
Exactly. We're all feeling the same pain right now.
Exactly.
And it certainly is hard during the race, but runner's high definitely is a thing. Is there a more rewarding moment or a favorite memory from a singular race that you guys have?
Ooh. Favorite moment from any race?
Any race. Well, let's go college. I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys have
yeah,
had
okay.
a bunch of them from high school.
We did a race this indoor season at the New Balance facility, just right down the road. A bunch of us were in a 5K, and we set like a pretty high goal for ourselves. And a bunch of us ended up running super well. And Coach Watson was like super, super happy with us.
How is super well for a 5K?
I was going to say.
Two of us.
Because I got a few charity ones coming up, and I'm gonna try to hit this number.
two guys broke 14 minutes. And
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That took. You see how long they just take to create a react? They broke 14 minutes on a 5K.
yeah.
I don't know that I can do 14 minutes for 2 miles, much less 3. I mean, that's...
It's pretty fast.
Man.
It's pretty fast, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that would be a highlight for sure.
Yeah. So that was great. I didn't break 14 minutes, but I got close. So that was good enough.
You're
for
on the
me.
come up.
I
It's
know.
coming up.
This
In the
year.
14
After this
still, I mean,
podcast,
wow.
stay tuned.
I know. Yeah.
Pat's
yeah.
gonna be
soon
flying.
this year. Yeah, and my dad was there, so that was really awesome. It was just like I had just gotten here too. And that was like really rewarding for me.
Ella?
I think probably the regional cross country meet from my freshman year. This was still when I think this was Watson was in his like first or second like full year of like coaching. We were not like BC was not we were not on anyone's radar. Like no one was kind of really expecting us to make it to nationals. And then I think that after the race at regionals, like all the results were still kind of coming in, and no one really expected us to, except for Watson. Watson told us, he was like, you guys are good. You guys are gonna, like, no one's seeing you guys coming, but he believed in us. And I think we all kind of knew too, to an extent, we're totally capable of doing this. So, just all the results kind of were coming in after the meet, and we realized that we got second and we made it to nationals, and that was incredible. That's such an incredible
Underdog
feeling.
mentality.
I know.
It's a
That's
very real thing.
It really is. Yeah.
Will you guys ever like run together, like downtown?
Oh, sometimes the guys will the pace of the girls work. But that's
a rough tradition.
I wouldn't really call that a
rough.
tradition.
That's rough.
I wouldn't really call that a tradition. It's more like a punishment for some of the guys.
Okay.
They have to pace the girls.
Oh, pacing's probably hard.
Yeah.
Pacing, yeah. People get mad if you don't run the right pace.
Okay.
Yeah, serious thing.
Fueling and recovery is a huge part of what you guys both do for your sports. What about fueling and recovery sticks out to you guys, and maybe advice that you would give for, high school runners who are going to want to run at the highest level someday?
Yeah, for me, it's eating enough food. I feel like I'm eating like all day long, but that is like literally what I need to do. Just try to make myself enough food and make sure I'm eating enough of the right things, having enough carbs, having enough protein after workouts. So making sure I eat enough is something. It's kind of weird, but it's what I have to worry about. So, and that was true for me in high school as well, especially when I started growing. Excuse me. Just eating enough food. It sounds so strange, but that's just what I have to do.
I gotta agree completely. Like, I don't ever stop eating at any point during the day. I'm constantly eating. I think for a lot of distance runners, especially when you're running as much as we are and training as much as we are, and also on top of that, like going to class, having a life, like hanging out with friends, whatever it is, like I'm just like, you just really need to prioritize fuel because, yeah, you just, or else you can't perform. You're going to get injured. You're going to get sick. And it's just, yeah. So, but on top of, I think one other thing that I wanted to add with that was kind of not only making sure you get enough, but also like the timing and how important that is. I feel like I always make sure I eat something right after I finish running to help kind of recover and just, yeah, before and after, and just consistently throughout the day. Never really stop eating.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about like the timing of eating, right? Because I think there's some nuances to that, and some people might not want to eat a lot of food before they work out, or maybe they're not immediately hungry after they finish a long run because you're like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, right? Like there's nuances to that, but you're saying how important it is. So maybe what advice would you guys give, or just some nutrition knowledge that you have?
One thing that I've come to learn throughout my time in college especially is just in the morning before we practice eating a lot of like simple carbs. So I'll literally just put like Eggo waffles in the toaster, and they're like so good.
They are
nice.
so good.
They are
Yeah,
great.
they're the best. So I just do that with like syrup and a banana, and like that'll be what I eat before. So like not eating too much, but also just getting something in my system so I'm not just running completely depleted. And then for us, especially like after, trying to get more carbs to replenish what you just lost, as well as some protein. So yeah, that'd be my advice. Just you like runners, it's so nice because you can eat things like that, like Eggo waffles or like Rice Krispie treats, just stuff that's high in carbs. That's just easy to grab and go.
You can use it as like an excuse to be like, oh yeah, I need to replenish the calories. I'm gonna eat a bunch of ice cream after my run. It's perfect. It does the job. It does, like, it's exactly what you need. And yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate to the nauseous after running. I'm a lot of stomach issues in that sense. So, liquid calories, liquid carbs, those are definitely big on those. Love smoothies. Yeah.
And if you guys had to pick one form of recovery, you can only do one thing after a long run. You only have one choice: foam roll, ice bath, stretch, acupuncture, cupping. What are you choosing? You only get to pick one thing.
Options.
Massage.
One.
Only one. That just shows you that was a test and you passed. You have to do more than one form of recovery.
Exactly.
Yep, more than one, definitely. I'd probably just sit in the hot tub, to be honest.
The hot tub.
The hot
Okay.
tub, yeah.
The sauna a lot, but not the hot tub.
No, the hot tub. We love the hot tub. I get in the hot tub almost every day.
Post run.
Yeah, all the time. It's the best. I love the hot tub.
I don't think I've been in the hot tub once.
Also a lot of different philosophies of recovery, folks. See?
That's for sure. I don't know. I love acupuncture. But
Okay.
also, this
That's
is a
it. Like,
hard
not a lot of
question.
people say that. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it hurts too.
Yeah, no, but it's one of those things that I feel like it's just so effective. It kind of, I mean, I love massages, but it's like sometimes you need to get some muscles that are deep you can't get to when you massage. Like the amount of muscles that we work when we run, like you can't always get to them. You can't always get to them in massage. So kind of being able to, get some needles in there.
You have a good point. It's the whole body
Yeah.
at work during a run. Even if it's
it
a
is.
mile, 2, whatever. You guys probably get up to 10 miles probably in a day sometimes. But you laugh because I'm sure there's more than 10 miles a lot of the time. Closing the book on the food discussion, though, is there a favorite pre-race meal, maybe night before meal that you guys will have or always have before a race?
Yeah, chicken parm.
Okay.
Essential the night before. That has to happen.
From where? Well, do you have a spot yet? Because you're kind of new to Boston.
Spot here? No. I think I hit Olive Garden. Honestly, last time, it wasn't flashy, but
Hey, I got some like authentic Boston places for you.
Yeah, you gotta try the North End, man.
yeah, I should go to North End. It was just like I knew it.
Fiorella's right down the street.
Yeah.
No, I
Come
know, I
on.
know. It wasn't-
Camellas.
Oh.
There were definitely like so many better options I could have picked, like 100%, but like it was tried and true. Like I had to do it. But yeah, wherever
If it
we
ain't broke,
go.
don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Chicken parm
Chicken
has to
parm.
be.
I don't have like a specific thing that I eat before every run. I kind of just eat whatever, but a lot of bread. I eat whatever, just add a lot of bread to it.
I would add bread to mine too.
Add
Yeah,
bread to it.
that's. I feel like that's the only thing that's really that consistent.
That's a good place to be. I'd love to just take a second off of running and just talk about being a student at Boston College as a whole. What maybe about your BC experience so far, and I know you both have a great year ahead, is just maybe it brings a smile to your face. Like there's a lot of different parts of BC, whether you're cheering on another team or you're sitting with friends or you're walking from your apartment or your dorm. What about being here just really lights you up?
Yeah, I love my graduate program that I'm in. It's super interesting to me, and I have a lot of really great classmates, and I've made like a ton of good connections from it. But yeah, Boston College for me, the couple months that I've been here, the first few were like very cold. But since it's warmed up, like I've really enjoyed being outside here. Just walking through campus is like absolutely beautiful. Going to church has been amazing on Sundays. And yeah, being around campus, it's just like way smaller than what I'm used to, but it's beautiful. So that'd probably be my favorite part.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Definitely, I don't know what my favorite is, but one of the big things for me is my roommates. I love any time I get to spend with my roommates. I think that's definitely a big part of the BC experience. But yeah, I mean, I love everything about BC. Just walking through camp, it's beautiful every single day. I'm like, wow, this is real. Like I'm like walking through, like this is my life right now, and it's kind of crazy, but. Yeah.
We have the luxury of being in a pretty popular city, too, not just a running town, as we've discussed, but also in one of the great city centers of the Northeast. What have been your favorite parts about being in Boston, too?
Oh my gosh, yeah, so many things. I spent the summer here as well, so that was awesome. I did go to the North End. North End's great. Yeah, walking around
But
the
you're
city.
loyal to Olive Garden.
I know.
Find a chicken parm better
I
than at
know.
the Olive Garden.
Yeah, I'll have to upgrade next time. But yeah, just going to all the different like what seems like small towns around the actual city is like so much fun. There's so much to see. But yeah, I'm definitely a Northeast person. I grew up in the Washington D.C. area, so feels like familiar territory. But also Boston has its own quirks from the D.C. area. Like I got to go down to Cape Cod this summer, which was amazing. Got to do so many fun things in this area. So yeah, Boston's awesome.
Yeah.
We got a little indecision from the Cali girl over here.
I know.
I mean, Boston's beautiful, and I love it. I haven't spent as much time in the city itself as much time as I'd like to, but one of my favorite places, I love Cambridge. I love going over to Cambridge, and I mean, I have a lot of like friends who go to school in some of the other like Boston schools, so it's nice to be able to kind of connect up with them. But I think that in terms of Boston itself, I find myself at Cambridge a lot. Just
like it.
yeah, like the vibes there.
That's the fun part about going to college specifically in Boston, because you're going to meet so many people, not just at BC, but like
Exactly.
college students in the Boston area. It's so fun. And yes, you're rivals with them. So like during the bean pot and during tournament time, you're like, we're not friends. But it is really fun. I think it really just expands your college experience.
Definitely.
Elle, I feel like we have to ask, West Coast or East Coast?
I don't know. There are pros and cons of each.
Not to put you on the spot, but
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty even right now. It's pretty even, which is surprising for me.
Give us a beautiful Boston fall. The leaves
Exactly.
are changing.
Exactly.
all right?
It depending on depends on what season you ask
right,
me.
summertime, maybe go back
We'll
to the
check
Golden
back in
Coast.
like
Yes,
a week when it's like
definitely.
really pretty
Yeah,
out here.
but then in the winter also California, but the fall and the spring, like you actually have those here, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll wrap up with a few fun questions that we're asking all the athletes here. So we'll start with your favorite dining hall on campus.
Ooh, I can't say I've been to many, but I guess lower.
Lower. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite day at BC. So I guess you don't have that many days. So what's your favorite day that you would like to tell Pat about? Like favorite day at BC.
Singular
like a
day.
marathon
Yep.
Monday, a football game, a race that you guys are doing. Like what's your ideal day at Boston College?
I don't know. This is a tough one. I feel like I love just like the ordinary days.
The ordinary
it's
days.
like-
Great answer.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Marathon Monday, of course, like I feel like I got to
Yeah.
say that. Like just
Marathon
with
Monday is really cool.
Marathon Monday. Just I feel like we know a lot of people who end up running in because the running community is so small. So it's always great to kind of see familiar faces and yeah.
Pat, was that the first time this past spring that you had been to the marathon?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen so many people get around running. Like usually if there's a big sporting event, it's never running. So seeing the Boston Marathon, that was like the coolest thing ever.
You got a great day for it too.
I never
this year.
thought of that. Like it
Yeah.
being like your sport and you being like, oh, this is like, yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, you can like nerd out over the guys running the marathon.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Do you know the top runners, like the elite runners? You're like, okay, I know who that is. I know who that is.
usually like a good number of them, especially in the Boston Marathon. You're kind of familiar with who the top people are. So that was like super cool to see them in person, even if you just see them run by for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and also having kind of like, I know some of the girls who graduated last year, and I'm sure but like a lot of BC alum
Yes.
also will run it, so kind of getting to see old teammates and stuff.
Hopefully, both of you someday running the Boston
Yeah.
Marathon, we'll get to cheer you on. Okay, what's a phrase Coach Watson or Coach McGowan always says?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question. I'm struggling here. I'll be
Ella's
honest.
got something.
One of the things that Watson always tells me before I race, I don't know if this is, Watson, one of the things I think that he actually does really well is he's very individual with like with every athlete's training and their needs and stuff. So he kind of knows what to say to what person and when, for the most part. And he knows that I get really anxious before some of my races, so he'll just tell me, before, he's like, just have fun. So that's probably, he says that to me a lot before, like, big races, too, where I feel like a lot of coaches and there's a lot of pressure. But he just tells me, he's like, just go out there and have fun. Like, you know what you're doing, just go out there and have fun. So.
Yeah, that'd probably be mine too. I don't know if he has like a lot of signature phrases.
He's a man
quiet.
of few words. He doesn't.
Quiet guy.
Yeah.
All right, last question for both of you. Who is the best dancer on your team?
Best dancer on the men's team is Sean Fleming.
That was no
that was a
hesitation.
quick answer
Yeah,
right there.
so why?
He's proved it. He's proved it. I think he's the best dancer on the team. I have to give it to him.
Moves like Jagger.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Who has the best music on the girls' team then?
Like, who would I pick for, like,
Ox.
Ellie Buckley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, those
Good
are two.
answers.
Those are two good options. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We're super excited to cheer you on this entire year because you're running all day, right?
Yeah.
All year, all
Yep.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. But so nice of you to come on the podcast, and we're cheering you on.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thank you.
Go Eagles!
Go Eagles.
Wanna be the best alive, I'm gonna show you